You're such an asshole.
Now, as many of you know, through no power or responsibility of my own, Kepi is a quarter Jew. I have never set foot in a synagogue. I've never held a Torah. I do have Jewish friends. And well, is it on your mom's side? Yeah, it is. We paisan now. Well, have some matzo ball soup. No, thanks. I've had that. No, lots of other good stuff, but no, not the matzo ball soup. Get it out of here. So I kind of find it funny when I know the United States exports its influence around, but we got a guy from Israel and English is his second language. Cause I was like, okay, either this guy has a touch of the tism or English is not his first language. It is not. So please forgive him for that. But for those of you who are overseas and not in the United States, keep it. I don't know much about your culture. And so if you ask me for dating advice, in some very general universal things I can help, but boy, it really is country dependent. And so even though with my incredible credentials, being a quarter Jewish, I really have no idea what Israeli culture is. I've never been there. And so please take that with a cup of salt, not a pinch, a cup of salt, kosher salt if you want. And I'll try my best to answer your questions here. Hello there, wise one. My name is anonymous. We don't have to mention it. I would like to stay completely anonymous. You are not old, you're not young, and you're from Israel. You have a good career, and you're handsomely compensated. Look good, work out at the gym. I have hobbies, but my social life is a bit lacking. Okay, so you're at the age now. I don't want to identify it, but you're at the age where even in the United States and the Anglosphere, your parents would probably start, when you gonna make the mistake me and your father made? And then get divorced and ruin your life emotionally, psychologically, romantically, and financially. When you gonna do that thing? But I could see in Israel or any more traditional cultures or cultures that are they still have their ethnicity. I could definitely see more social pressure, familial pressure, to get married by this age. And I start to feel a lot of pressure to settle down from my friends. Most of them are married with kids. They hardly meet up with me as they only want to meet with other parents. It's like I'm an outcast from their circle, and this makes me feel lonely. I'm trying really hard to socialize with some of my single friends, but it always feels like I'm begging to meet them if they even answer me. When trying to meet new people, I can only find some nerds and losers. All right, so there's some similarities here, culturally speaking. This is not specific to you. It's not specific to Israel. This is just what happens. People get married, and you probably saw this before they even had kids. But we all had this experience. I think it's a universal guy experience. You buddies are knocking about, having fun, doing your guy-like things, bros before hoes, and then one of your buddies just disappears. Like, where the hell did Frank go? And then through the rumor mill, and my day was the rumor mill, now you got the social medias. Oh, Frank has himself a piece of tail. And not like, hey guys, what's going on? Yeah, I met a guy. You've had it happen. We've all had it. The guy just disappears because he got some pussy. And it kind of shows you where their allegiance and alliance really is. I'm not saying you have to choose, but you still had some friends. Don't you want to, aren't they kind of your surrogate family? Don't you like your friends? Don't you have a fraternal love for your friends? Or brotherly love? And no, you see it and they're gone. And so that's one thing. You throw in the kids, it's over. And again, don't take so personally, because kids take a lot of time. I don't know what's like in Israel, but I presume the women all got to work. No one's taking care of the kids, so now they're batting it back and forth like a tennis ball, and daycare, and over here, and then drop it off the grandparents, and so yeah, they're busy, and as they rightly should be, because those are children. Your children should be the number one thing that comes in your life, and so and it's not that you'll never see them again. You will, especially when they get divorced, they come crawling back. Or the kids get out of the house, but yeah, they're gone. Not forever. I mean, you'll see them every once in a while, but they're no longer part of your effective social group. And so I would stop trying to hang out with them. Then the other thing, at your age, married or not, children or not, this is about the time that I would say people lose the will to live. I was shocked because I was coming at it from a different angle. I had to work through school. I hated school. And in my age that you were, finally getting money, finally got time. That was to go and celebrate. Like the hard work is over. Now let's go and celebrate. Well, and I don't know much about your friends, but that is not the case in the United States. I presume not the case in Israel. Most people somehow get help from their parents or the government, and they do their party days in their teens and 20s. And then they get that. Now they're over. That's done. And then they get married, or they've just had enough, or they're getting old and they stay out of shape. They don't stay in shape. They don't eat right. And they get unhealthy and they get tired and they get lazy. And that's the losing the will to live stage. And that one's particularly tragic, especially amongst your single friends, where to me, philosophically, I've never understood the idea of, do you want to stay in or do you want to go out? Now, let's say you had a long day beforehand or you worked very long, you did a hike, but ceteris paribus, all things being equal, if given a choice, the better question is, do you want to do something or do you want to do nothing? It is cripplingly depressing how high a percentage of people would prefer to do nothing. And doing nothing is death. It just is death. That's why I debate whether people who stay at home and don't do anything, they have nothing. They're not availing themselves of the life God or nature, Yahweh, has given them. And that's the real blow, at least for me anyway. Yeah, it sucks, man. Like, you're like, hey, let's go do something. Hey, do you want to live? Do you want to have fun? And when the answer is no, it's like, do you want to live life? And they say no. It's not only, oh, dang, my friends don't want to hang out. It has nothing to do with you, by the way. But it's such a depressing statement when you see just what a high percentage of people don't want to live. And that's the high, and that doesn't get any better because people just got more kids, they got more wives, they get divorced, their family takes that out of them. Generally, the spouses drain each other of any will to live. And then on top of it, people just are fat and lazy and uninspired. And I always feel like I'm begging them to meet me if they even answer me when trying to get to meet new people. I could only find some nerds and losers, right? Because they've been rejected by society. So you're going to have two types of people in this pool of not married, willing to go out people: the nerds and the losers who don't have any social life, never did, and now like, hey, what's going on? And you're kind of, and then there are some really cool, exceptional individualists. But those are the exceptions to the rule. I mean, you got to go. Most of them I met through the internet, and I've talked about it before, where they're all over the world, but they're not in high enough numbers that there's any functional density where they're convenient and nearby and close. So it's, and this is where I also talk about, if you're going to meet people, meet them online, and it's worth flying out to meet these exceptionally cool, like Adam Piggott. Which nobody likes, including his mom. Nobody really likes Adam, but I hate to admit it. Get his book, Pushing Rubber Downhill. He's Australian, lives in Europe. He had to fly out here to meet us, and he is an exceptional human being. He's very cool. He has a unique thing. He has a passion for many things. He executes. He goes and lives life, but there's not 5 Adam Piggotts in my backyard, or let alone in all of let alone in the entire state of South Dakota. Gotta hate paying that guy a compliment. It's not even a compliment. It's merely descriptive. I mean, one of the greatest gay guys you'll ever meet. Just one of So that a lot of pressure to settle down from your friends. Well, your friends are going to become like us. Well, you can't become like, look, you find the right girl, you'll settle down. But I don't think you're going to find the right girl. And until you do, yes, you are forced to find a social life. You're forced to go out into the increasingly barren real world and try and find a social life. And there, I wonder how many of your friends just settled down because they didn't have any friends to go hang out with. And how many of them are going to get to, what is the divorce rate in Israel? Ireland, Iran, Asia, divorce. Oh, wait, hang on. Hang on, let me go 63 more rows. I just want to see it compared to the United States. Crude rate percent. Belgium, 53%. Man, you girls hate your men there. 55%. Cuba? Cuba's that high? Let's take a look at the United States. All right, here's Israel. Let's look at your rate. Israel, 28%. All right. The United States, 45. All right, so we're significantly higher than yours. That's still not good. So yeah, it's academic that your friends want you to get married. Show me a girl worth marrying. Risks aren't as high as the US, but they're not zero. So I wouldn't settle. You shouldn't settle. 2, family. They say I should lower my standards, that I am the problem. They say that I will end up a lonely man and I will die alone. That is better than getting divorced. And don't we share the same, like the Old Testament? Wasn't it Solomon? A man is happier or better off living in the corner of a roof than in the house of a nagging woman. By the way, F your family. Okay. They just want grandchildren. Right. I mean, to be perfectly honest, F them both. When the right girl comes along, the right girl comes along. That's it. You can't force yourself to really like this girl. You want to force yourself to get married and have kids? It's going to be a horrible existence. And how happy are your family and your friends? Are they married? I mean, really, how happy are the marriages? They say I will end up a lonely man and I will die alone. Most of them are successful, have good-looking partners, so it's not like they lowered their standards. Right, so you're not finding good-looking girls. What's the obesity rate? Hang on. BMI by country. Let's look up. All right, the United States. Always use the United States. Okay, the female obesity rate or BMI in the United States is 28. 28. All right, let's find Israel. Israel is 26. Okay, so they're about the same. These are not these aren't svelte, good-looking girls. No. Too bad. Tell your parents to buzz off. Parents, they want grandchildren. No kidding, really. They okay. They don't want what's best for you. They want grandchildren. They want a thing, huh? I wonder if they have your best interests in heart. My father says something is wrong with me, as he was such a player before he got married. He always says that he will order me a Russian mail order bride. No. It's not. That's not going to work out either. He is successful, no BS woke shit, but he is very, he has issues. I don't want to identify these issues, but he has issues. So, he may not, in other words, his choices he made in his life are contradictory to what he's telling you to do. He just wants grandchildren. That's all. I mean, the concept of I'll get married if it calls for it, if I'm compelled to, because the right girl, let me ask everyone this. Don't the women have a salesmanship job here? Don't you girls have a sales job to do? Where is the convincing argument? Where are the pros? Where do you girls make the case? Again, I'm speculating about Israel. Have any girls? Yeah, it's an older movie now, but Clerks. There was a scene. Is everyone sitting down? Get in your sit down chairs. Everyone sit down. Strap yourselves in. This is going to floor you. In the movie, admittedly a movie, the girl makes Dante lasagna, homemade lasagna. Has a nice Israeli girl, or any girl for that matter, has a girl made you lasagna? Has a girl been nice and kind? Has a girl done any salesmanship, any sales job? Has a girl tried to make the case that you should be interested in her? And this is where I would say it has nothing to do with what country you're from. I don't think it is in women's general genetic nature in first world nations because of a generous welfare state and they can work on their own. They don't need to, and they don't really have an interest. So I'm going to assume that, it's always, you got to go out. You, man, you the man, you Mr. whatever chromosome. You got to go get the most red feathers. You got to become the reddest cardinal. You got to go and fly thousands of miles. Wait. I got an idea. Mr. and Miss, everyone's equal now. Why am I not getting, what's the word I'm looking for? Why am I not getting sold? Why am I not getting convinced by any member of the female population? Why is it always I got to go and do? Like, why, like, oh my God. Hey, ask your family and friends, like, yeah, set me up. Setups never. This is another universe. I don't care if you're in Poland or the Czech Republic or Tanzania, Israel, the United States. Setups never work. You know why? Because no one takes the time to set you up. So if your family, your parents and your friends all like, you ought to get married, you go right back ahead of them. Say, how about this? How about you either start introducing me to some cute girls that you know, or you shut the F up? Because it gets annoying. And I don't like peer pressure. And that's what this is. Peer pressure means people trying to force you to do something you don't want to do. Like, you understand the point I'm saying is you wouldn't need convincing if the right girl came along. And since the quality and caliber and the general interest of women in marriage in the West in general is not all that much there, right? There's not a lot of candidates that are compelling. It's just not. As all nations, all economies start to migrate into higher and higher standards of living and avail themselves of technology, and if you want to put in a welfare state that you can, women's interest in men will start to erode away. I mean, I don't know what it was like in the 50s, but I see pictures and I see, girls would be like, ooh, a guy. They were giggly. They put on dresses and wear, I don't know, a BMI index of 26.2. That doesn't indicate a lot of interest on the part of Israeli women in getting married to me. I feel like if I won't get into a relationship, soon my pool of women will only degrade. No, it is what it is. And here's another thing. Men don't really have to worry about that. Your pool, I mean, you're in your prime right now. Your prime age. And your prime is going to last at least another 10 years. You can date younger if you want. There's not, and here's another thing. Have you ever asked yourself this question? Do you want to get married? Not once you say, I want to get married. I don't want to get married. What do you want? And now you're fretting, you're worrying, oh, the pool of women is going away. No, it ain't. 2, did you even want to get married? So I would not worry. There's no rush. And here's another thing. If the right girl doesn't show up, then it was outside of your control. There's an element of stoicism that's got to be involved here. What if you are fated? Now, I don't believe in fate, but what if you're not going to get married? What if there's just not a girl out there, or there might be a girl, but your paths will never cross? Well, the internet might help with that, but by all means, go and date a lot. But there is a chance that you're going to be happiest not married, that it's just not in the cards for you. But there's absolutely no rush. I mean, you're right in the prime age. And you got at least 10 years of prime, Ken. And men don't, oh, but this year it's all over. I mean, you'll phase out gently. If you stay in good shape, you could be 50 and still get women in their relative prime. Although if you get to 50 and girls in their 20s, be like in that capacity, maybe. You seem to be marriage right. It's just did you ever ask if you wanted to get married? And then 2, okay, let's say in theory and principle, you would like to get married. Have you found a girl that's worth marrying? Are you putting in the effort to try and find? You are, but you still haven't found anything, right? That's all you can do. And then if everyone else in the world is going to Monday morning quarterback or whatever sport you play in Israel, they're going to tell you what to do. Say, hey, how about you start bringing in some girls and introducing me to them? I will only have sixes and singles mothers. Women think something is wrong and weird with me as I haven't been married or in a relationship for more than 1 year. And soon as they hear that, they almost run away. I did have a few long-term relationships in the past. Well, I guess that's too bad for them. I guess you could lie. Wouldn't advise it, but I've been married. Okay, so you haven't been in a city. But you don't have to tell them that. And if they look, and again, here's where I don't know, how fickle are Israeli women? Are they very fickle? Sounds like they're very fickle. 1, how do I deal with all this pressure from my environment? I feel like eventually they will push me to make a bad decision, so I would feel normal. No. Then you're a weak, pathetic man. You let society determine what you're going to do? Fine. Hey, you know what you should do? You should give me all your money and live a life of a pauper. Give me all your money. No. How do you handle the pressure? Get right back in their face. I mean, don't be rude about it, but your parents could be a little bit rude. Like if your dad, you ought to get married, like, Dad, you either bring me women or you shut the F up. Same thing for, when are you going to settle down? When you guys start showing me some good looking women to marry? When I find a girl worth my time, marry. In the meantime, knock it off. Right? I don't know. Maybe it's because I was a nerd. Maybe because I was independent minded when I had to do all this economic work, predicted all this stuff. Like environmental pressure just makes me want to push back, if not punch back with 10 times the force. Screw your environment. You're an independent individual human being. This isn't like we're pressuring you to try the fish when the steak, you really want the steak. They are pressuring you into the most difficult or most important decision of your life, and that is who you're going to live with, who you're going to marry. No. So that's how you deal with the pressure. 2, I could always strive to achieve someone better. It never ends. How do I break the cycle? I feel like it would never be enough. Maybe I should lower my standards to 7.5. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I should give each relationship half a year before giving them. No. Look, you got to be physically attracted to the woman because all successful relationships are based on sexual attraction. So if you're not physically attracted to her, you're not physically attracted to her. What I would do and what helped with me is instead of looking for what was blatantly textbook good looking, I started looking for like the nerdy girl, look beyond the makeup, look beyond how she's dressing. Always say, what would she look like in platform heels and lingerie? And just kind of step back and look and say, like, what would she look like if she dressed up for a wedding? Because women got to go out and work and get groceries and always gussied up. And you'd be amazed how many back in the day there was, now not so much, but kind of look at a girl and say, what would she look like in a Fredericks of Hollywood outfit? And if you're like, oh yeah, she'd be cute. Yeah. I mean, 7.5 is still higher than, that's very physically attractive. The hard part is not going to be, it's hard to find a physically attractive woman. It's even harder to find a woman who's going to maintain her physical attraction. The real hard part, if you want to get married, is to find a girl that is responsible and mature enough to kind of take care of herself, Support herself, take care of the kids, be supportive of a husband, knock it off with the nagging, take that feminism, throw it in the garbage, and just be a loving, supporting, doting wife. That's the really hard part. So you can increase your chances by trying to train yourself to see beautiful women where their otherwise outward appearance is masking it. Not every girl is looking her best, but like, oh, what she look like in that outfit? Huh? She would look good. What does she look like without her glasses? She would look good. And as long as you want to bang it, hell yeah, there you go. Should you give a relationship half a year before giving? No. You'll know right off the bat, whether you want to stick with that girl or not. You seem like you're forcing yourself to get married when maybe you don't want to. And what I'm also trying to introduce is the concept is that maybe you shouldn't. Not as a matter of policy, but maybe there just isn't a girl for you out there. Maybe maybe you're not going to run into a girl that's quality. So, account for that possibility. 3, I also have issues, mild OCD, balding. Maybe they turn me into a 6. Maybe I should accept it and be realistic. Well, I'm looking at your pictures and you did the typical female thing where you sent me pictures of groups. You didn't tell me which one you were. I mean, you look all right. How tall are you? You're 5'9". Oh no. Average height of Israelis. Average height of Israeli men. Oh, please be shorter. Oh, you're just shy of average. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Oh, you're short. It's too bad. Yeah, I'm going to assume the shortness has an effect over there. You may have to lower your standards. I mean, you're in shape. Maybe I should accept it and be realistic. Well, what's realistic? Are you a 6? Here, you want to know what you should do? Go on hotornot.com, post your picture, get a rating. Do that. See what, you're getting dates or going out with girls. So you must be able to attract some women. But if you want to know what you are, go and get empirical evidence and get rated online. 4, it seems that nowadays, if you don't live on social media, you have no life. I hate social media and I don't want to be part of it. I hate the show-off mentality, and frankly, it seems I can't compete with some other men that show expensive cars and vacations, social activities. Do I have to join Instagram to be accepted? I feel some women won't give me a chance as I have no social media. If I got their phone, I would send them pictures of me going to the nature gym and playing tennis. Yeah, unfortunately, that's what they're doing. Yeah, unfortunately. That's your call, dude. I think you're perfectly fine just asking out girls in person. You don't need to have social media. I don't want to have social media. It's required for my job, though. But if you want to increase your statistics and your chances, yeah. But I am very wary of doing anything online dating, Instagram, and all that because there's so much. But you're right, guys they don't own the expensive cars, the vacation, and social activities. It's all fake. It's all fake. But yeah, that's a lot of girls. It's like, well, I'm not giving you my number, but here's my Instagram. Instagram is almost a requirement now because that's more the messaging app with pictures. 5, I do have some game as I sometimes get 7 phone numbers a week. Good. You're asking girls out. Very good. I usually give it up on the less attractive women and then the hot women ghost me. Yep. Got to find the diamonds in the rough. So sometimes I can end up with nothing and lose the ones I had a chance with. Well, why'd you ask for their number? Why would you ask for the number of a girl that you don't want to go out with? I mean, at least give them a chance. Dating is not fun anymore. Even going on 2 dates a week is exhausting. Yes. And you want to know if you should date these girls for half a year each. 6, how do I know if a woman only looking for validation and not a relationship? They're a huge waste of time. It's only time, man. You got to date them for well over a year. You got to vet them. For the most part, every woman is looking for validation. That's a given. Every guy's looking for sex. Every woman's looking for attention and validation. How many of them are nice, sweet girls that also then want a relationship? That is going to come in their behavior. The easiest way to tell if a girl's looking for a relationship is she makes it easy for you. She's about you. She dotes on you. There's a very clear difference between a girl you got to call to pull teeth with to get on a date who doesn't talk, and then there's the other girl who's on the edge of her seat talking to you, hinging on every word you say, and just wants to be with you. And it's exceptionally rare. That's less than 1 in 100 based on all my dating experiences and all that. And if you don't believe me, and again, the book is based on here, I'll pull it up here. The Book of Numbers, biblical reference, yeah, some Old Testament humor there. It's American based, but I'm going to assume Israeli women are somewhat cosmopolitan, somewhat westernized. Very few women want to be your woman. Very few. They want to date. Maybe they want to have sex. They're bored. And I would not settle for any girl unless she's just absolutely on board with you. Because it's you don't want to be pulling teeth, negotiating. Just like you say, hey, I'm going to go fishing today. She's like, can I come with and put the worm on the hook? Of course you may. Like, hey, I'm going to watch this movie. Sounds great. They'll make it very easy. They'll cook for you, you know. They'll put on a sexy outfit. They'll do whatever. But it's so rare, which is again why I bring up the very real possibility that maybe you don't get married. Because here's what I want you to do. Well, I guess we'll end with this. I don't know if there's any super chats. We'll go into this. What I want you to do, well, first, you're in no rush, okay? There's no clock ticking on a guy. We don't have menopause, all right? So don't worry about that. But what I want you to do is start studying your buddies who are married and not online. Online is like, that's so fake. They only put the best stuff forward. I want to, like, go hang out with your buddies if you can. See how their house life looks. If you're allowed to visit, go into the house. Is the house clean? Is it put together, or is it scattered with clutter because they've so mismanaged their time? Are the wives starting to get a little fat? See, here's another thing. Find out like if they're even getting laid. Like, hey, I got a question. Perfect. Hey, I got a question. Is it true that the sex dries up after marriage? I gotta know. They'll tell you. They'll love to complain, and I guarantee you it does. And then just realize marriage is not fun, usually. Unless you get the right girl. Marriage is a pain in the ass. It's a chore. Why do you think I'm not married? And based on, again, it's Western, but only like 14% of marriages are actually happy or content even. It was very hard to get happiness studies on marriage because I think people don't want to tell or admit it. And then your divorce rate isn't nothing in Israel either. This is not, it's kind of like they're trying to sell you a Ferrari. A Ferrari is a pain in the ass car to own. The maintenance, the repairs, it's noisy. It's not as fun as you think. And so why don't you need to have this gleam, this desire to get married knocked out and put into an accurate perspective so that, like, do I even want to get, do you want to have kids? If you want to have kids, yeah, then you should probably get married. But if you don't want to have kids, I don't see any reason you should get married. So, yeah, as for dating in Israel, I don't know. I mean, you guys, I'm really curious. I'd love to read the comment sections from all the guys and gals in Israel. but I don't know how westernized or Americanized it's become. I know there's some cultural pressure because of the Israeli population who want to keep it up. But, God almighty, they complain about it here in the United States. Our birth rate is going down. It's because women's obesity rate is going up. Very literally. It's not a joke. I'm not being telling you. Are the women unattractive and fat? They are. Okay, well then don't expect men to get it up. I mean, there's other reasons for it too. Choices as well. Women don't want to get married or have kids either. But oh boy, all of your society, all your family, friends, all society is telling you to get married. And like, okay, well, where's the good-looking chick that's going to compel me to? Everyone wants you to do it. No one's going to deliver the thing that will make you want to do it. So there you are. All right, let's go to super chats. If we got any. Scrolling. Keep those doggies scrolling. Yeah, here's an example. As long as you stay in shape, you're pretty good to go as a guy. Oh, Queen Elizabeth has died. 96 years old. Fan of Clary podcast in the Elkins Hour. Chat room moderate. Queen of playing trip with US Chicago and Caputa. Yes, of course she was. That's too bad she passed away. Wow, none of that. A lot of comments, but no super chats. All right. Links to the books down below. The Menu: Life Without the Opposite Sex. You guys are going to have to face up to that. Some of you are just not going to be married. And the Book of Numbers, Analyzing the ROI in the Pursuit of Women. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.